Hey guys, today I'm doing a video about the So Cool sewing studio because it's so cool. Crickets. It's been a minute since I have done a product review. The last couple were Doe Vinci and Kinetic Sand, and in the comments of those videos a lot of you guys said that you liked it, you enjoyed seeing me try out different products and toys, so I hope you enjoy this one. It has been requested a lot. This particular toy sewing machine was actually sent to me by the Spin Master Toy Company, but don't worry because they didn't pay me to make this video. It's not sponsored in any way, and all of the opinions and everything that I say in this video are 100% my opinion. You can expect 100% honesty from me, so you guys can decide whether or not you think this is a good product by the pros and cons I tell you in this video. I'm going to be demoing it and showing you how the product works, moving my hands a lot. I need to keep them still. Before we do get into the video, pretty please click like and subscribe to my channel so we can get this SoCraftastic channel to 1 million plus subscribers. I am so excited to reach this milestone because I have had my channel for 5 years today, and I think it's about time we get to the 1 million club. I put out a new DIY every single Friday called Crafty Friday. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about that, but if not, for you newbies, stay tuned for Friday for a really awesome project. And for those of you who don't like product reviews, just don't worry, there's a new DIY coming up soon. Now let's get started. Right here we have the So Cool Sewing Studio, and this is actually a toy that sews fabric without thread. What? At first I wasn't even sure how that was possible because I just kind of imagined putting fabric under this little contraption here and it just sticking together magically. I don't know, I thought the fabric was going to be sticky or some type of like heating mechanism in here, but there's actually 3 little needles. They're really sharp, but you can't stick your finger under there so you can't get poked. When I took this out of the box, I was really excited to turn it on and try it out. Well, of course I knew I had to put batteries in it, and the batteries are not included, which isn't a big deal because normally when batteries are included in a product, they're not very strong and they run out really quickly, so I'm fine with buying my own batteries and putting those in. And it does keep the cost of the product down a little bit, which is also a plus. But when I finally turned this over and looked at the bottom, I noticed that it has a screw. So I definitely didn't have a screwdriver handy. I think that this is very inconvenient. I know that there's safety issues where, you know, you don't want kids like taking the batteries out and eating them or, you know, stuff like that. I never ate a battery when I was a kid, so teach your children not to do that so we don't have to have screws down here, okay? But unscrewing it is really easy. It's just, like I said, inconvenient, and I didn't have a screwdriver because I'm kind of in between 2 houses right now. I know I haven't really told you about that, but Craig works in Cleveland and I live in the Toledo area as well, so we kind of have 2 places so we can be by our family and be by work, which is kind of a whole nother story. But anyway, so we didn't have the screwdriver at this place, basically. Really easy to put in though and screw back together. Finally got the batteries in, and then I turned it on and it lit up and it made cool noises. You can't really see the light because it's really dim. So if you push the button-shaped button, then it does this. And you push it again to stop it. You don't have to hold it in the entire time. I like that. And then this is the manual knob, just in case your fabric would get stuck in here. You can only use 2 layers of fabric at once. Just so it doesn't get stuck because it's a very thin opening. Did I say there were 3 needles? There's actually, I didn't even notice this. There's 6 needles because 3 come from the bottom and 3 come from the top. Well, that's a new discovery. Whoa. Here I'm showing you all the contents that were included in the package. There's a really cute cupcake, an owl, and then there's also a leopard print purse with a bow on each side. And then there are 8 pieces of fabric. There's 4 different patterns. I think the patterns are really cute and colorful. There's also some little embellishments, some snap type buttons, and a thin black strip of fabric to use as handles for making purses, and also some stuffing to fill the owl and the cupcake. Then there's an instruction manual, of course, and some paper patterns that you can punch out and then you can trace onto the extra fabric that they give you and make your own things after you have done the practice ones. The first one that I'm doing is the cupcake, and this one comes with guidelines, which is very, very helpful for beginner sewers, people who maybe want to start sewing but are a little afraid to work with a real sewing machine. After lining up the fabric, you do a couple spot stitches on the plus marks. This is just to hold the fabric together and make it easier, like I said, for beginner sewers who have a tough time maybe holding the fabric together while they sew. So this will just kind of start you off so it's already held together and you don't have to worry about pinning it or keeping your fingers there. Then you would just sew along the dotted lines all the way around until it tells you to stop. Once my cupcake is joined together, then I take the stuffing and I put that in the bottom that we left open. Then you'll want to sew the bottom of the cupcake to seal it and keep the stuffing inside, but it's super cute. Look at that. And you can even add a cute bow embellishment with the little button that they give you. The next project I'm doing is the purse, and this is the one where you learn how to turn projects inside out. So for this one, instead of putting the fabric together wrong sides facing each other, or like the white sides facing each other, you're going to put the pretty pattern sides together. Then sew 3 of the sides, of course leaving the top of it open so you can actually use it as a purse. Once it is completely sewed, then you're going to flip it inside out. And here I'm showing you what the seams look like. It's actually joined together really well, and if you just lightly tug at it, you'll see that it's not going to go anywhere unless you try to like super Hulk rip it apart, but don't do that. The method that this toy uses to fuse the threads together without using a spool of thread is the needle felting process, which I haven't tried myself yet, but I'm familiar with the way it works. You just kind of stab a bunch of needles a bunch of times into pieces of fabric or wool felt, and it fuses them together and forms a bond with the fibers. So that's what's going on here. I don't know for sure if you can use just regular felt or any other type of fabric. You might have to just use the fabric that comes with this kit. But if any of you guys know for sure, let me and everyone else know in the comment section below. Because unfortunately, I forgot to bring felt here too. I'm kind of in a room with not many craft supplies at the moment. Here I'm showing you all the pieces of fabric that you can do your own projects with or use the patterns that they give you. If you're gonna use the patterns that they give you, and I believe there's 6 projects that you can do, well, don't try to do all 6 because here I have all the patterns laid out on the fabric, and it's a really tight fit just to get 5 projects made. And some of the papers hang off of the fabric, so I definitely think the fabric should be a little bit bigger, and they should definitely give you at least 2 more pieces. I mean 1 at the least, but definitely 2 more pieces of fabric, and maybe those couple should be a solid color because you are left using some patterns that kind of don't really match up well. Not the greatest situation, and then you're forced to buy the refill pack unless regular felt will work again. I don't know for sure because I haven't tried it. When you are trying your hand at the patterns that they give you, you're going to trace the papers after you punch them out onto the back of the pattern fabric and then cut the pieces out. When I was doing the pencil pouch, I decided not to add the third piece as a flap because I didn't like how the seam looked, so I just didn't include that, and I think that it works okay unless you're using really long writing utensils, but the Sharpie markers that I put in, they fit well. And I also cut the slits and added a thin strip of black fabric that they gave on the front to kind of work as a closure. I do think that the black fabric on the front looks really messy joined that way. And for the pencil pouch, I did flip the fabric inside out to do the clean edges instead of raw edges. But I did show you what happens if you do the projects showing the raw edges. It looks pretty messy, but I just wanted to show you the difference. For the heart, I thought it was pretty difficult to get the shape right at the top because instead of using one needle, again we're using 6. It's definitely really difficult to get a precise shape and get that little point at the top of the heart, so that's another kind of con to this. It's not very easy to get very detailed with your projects. And here the glasses case actually is big enough to fit a pair of glasses. These are my boyfriend's and they fit in there, but it doesn't close, so I would recommend maybe using Velcro or a button. It's maybe okay to use this glasses case around the house, but definitely not if you're traveling or taking it in the car with you or anything, because it's not very stable and it is very, very flimsy as well. So here's my pencil pouch, and I definitely think that it would have looked better if I would have put a piece of Velcro on there, just like glue a piece of Velcro on the inside and use that as a closure instead of this black flap. It does just look kind of messy and out of place. And then the other thing that I wasn't very thrilled about was that these bows are so small and different from the ones actually printed on the purse. So I think that looks kind of tacky actually. I like this bigger bow on the bottom a lot more, and I wish that the cutouts of the bows would have matched up more, kind of like the owl's wings right here. These match really well. I think that's cute, but not this. And then these cute flowers were included, but I just didn't think that it really looked good anywhere. Overall, I feel that this is a very creative product, and I'm glad that I got to try it out. I did have fun doing these. There are some minor, complaints that I have, but I think that it's really good for beginners, definitely. I've worked with the sewing machine a lot, so the limitations of this kind of bother me because I can't make things as perfect and precise as I want to, but it is a toy and it does live up to its expectations as a toy to be fun and something unique and a new experience, so I definitely give props for being cool, so cool. You are so cool. It definitely is super cute as well. Look at that. If you have any questions, just let me know if there's things that I missed or didn't answer. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and click subscribe to let me know. Remember, we're trying to grow the SoCraftastic family to 1 million plus by the end of the summer. Also, check me out on social media. All the links are in the description box below to my Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook fan page. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Leave me suggestions as to which product or toy or whatever I should review or test out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! When you're about to sneeze, does anyone else do that when they don't want to sneeze? It works, trust me. Just like fan your nose and it stops. It's been a while since I've reviewed a project. Cool, I made a new word. Yay. Whoa, okay.